Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today, of the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. Today's beer is over here. It's from High Key Brewing, and that means it's from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Here we go. So this is a weird one because what it is would make me think that it should be something slightly different, but it's not. Untapped says 5.5. I believe the can says 5.2. But this beer has been around for a bit. So, well, actually, no. It looks like all the tap-ins are recent. Am I just blinder than usual? Yeah, all the tap-ins have been from this year. So, maybe I'm just blinder than usual. Is it actually 5.5? I actually think that says 5 on the dot. What do you guys think? Anyway, this is from High Key in Saskatoon. It's a kettle soured Hefeweizen, and it's a Wittlebachs sour. So, a kettle soured Weizen. I mean, it doesn't have sea salt in it, or you could say it's a Goza. Without sea salt, could you possibly argue that it's like a Berliner Weiss? But I guess you couldn't because it doesn't say it's a Berliner Weiss. It says it's a Hefeweizen, but a soured Hefeweizen should be something. Should be something. But then if you look on here, it is under wheat beer Hefeweizen, and then we have a Hefeweizen made with traditional Belgian yeast that is infused with African Queen hops. I've never had those hops. Know nothing about them. But if it's a Hefeweizen, it shouldn't be traditional Belgian yeast. It should be a German Hef yeast. But again, doesn't matter. Just shooting the shit here. Offering a delightful yet subtle blend of classic wheat beer characteristics of clove and banana on the nose. Well, again, then you didn't make a Hefeweizen. A Hefeweizen shouldn't really be, again, whatever. Followed up by notes of tropical fruit and subtle pepper. Lastly, it's soured by Lactobacillus helvictus to achieve a sharp, sour citrus note to complement the Belgian style in a very unique melting of flavor. But you're talking about a German Hefeweizen, not a Belgian wit beer. I mean, theoretically, they're very similar, but they are two different styles. A lot of times they're put into the same style at an awards and stuff, but they're not the same style. Little worked up. I apologize. Simmer. Ooh. Okay. Let's do this. So, the oldest tap-in of this that I saw was October 10th of this year, 2024. And I do say 2024 in there because, if I get going with a bunch of reviews in the next little while, it might not get posted till 2025, right? You never know what's going to happen. Who never knows? Nice haziness to that, though. That head is very thick. There is a snap crackle pop to it. I'm a little intrigued. Color, yeah, it's actually not quite. I was gonna say color's kind of the same, but no, it's not. Head color's kind of the same, not really, but kind of. Slightly off-white head, lots of big bubbles. Again, nice snap crackle pop. Very deep goldy color here, hazy, crazy, scent from the can. You do get a sharp citrus note. You also get a peppery note. You get that horse blend in them. Basically, the lactobacillus with the wheat beer almost smells like what I normally get off of a Brettanomyces beer. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. I don't know how I feel about the staying power of this head. Normally, I like the staying power of head. That could be innuendo or not. Make up your own mind. But today, on this day, I'm not huge on it. I do like the snap crackle pop though. Cheers, let's go. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, that's teeth wiggler sour. Okay. I like my sour wheat beers. Okay, I like my Gozes. I like my Berliner Weisses. I like my wheat beers. I don't mind my Hefeweizens. However, I am more a Belgian wit guy myself. Crystal Weizens, I mean, they're not really my thing, but they're there. American wheats, okay. You know, I like my wheat beer. Saskatchewan seems to make some really good wheat beers, but they also seem to do some weird things like this. And the reason I'm saying it's weird is I really like sour wheats. I really like Gozes. I really like Berliner Weiss. Really, I like Berliner Weiss with or without the Woodruff syrup added to it. However, those things aren't usually soured with Lactobacillus helvix. Well, Helvictus or whatever the fuck strain they used on this. And it does give off that sharp citrus note. But like I said, it screams Saison or wild fermented Belgian beer is what it's screaming. While it's telling me that it's a sour Hefeweizen. So wiggly. And it also tastes, on top of that sharp citrus, and that kind of barnyard horse blanket type of thing, it's like you took a tongue depressor and you're holding down the back of your tongue. It's giving that drying oak flavor back there. Not really what I would look for in a beer. Is that a bad thing? Again, not really. It's not really bad per se. Excuse me. Okay. I don't dislike the beer. It's not a bad beer. This Wittlebachs sour, not horrible. I would not say it's a beer I would buy again, which means, of course, it's going to be under a 7. I'm not a fan of the tongue depressor aftertaste. I'm not a fan of the sourness that reminds me of so many wild fermentation beers. I'm not a fan of that flavor in my beer. But that being said, it's not a horrible beer. I've had so much worse in my life. I've had so much worse with those flavors in it in my life. It's not a bad drink at all. Oh, excuse me. Give it a 6 out of 10. Give it a 6, yeah. Yeah. By YouTube.